Hello, welcome to Fremont College Critical Thinking class. My name is Robin McGee, aka Miss M, and I want to welcome you all today to this class that we're going to be participating in for the next 5 weeks. I love teaching this class for a number of reasons. Best of all, it allows students to think outside the box. That's what critical thinking is. Critical thinking is to recognize something that you believe, but then to also recognize what others believe and analyze those two things. The book has a very good explanation for what critical thinking is. If you would turn to page 4, it's got a definition, and this definition says critical thinking brings conscious awareness, which means it's something that we deliberately do. We deliberately look at a situation, an idea, or a concept, and we break it down. We synthesize, we evaluate, we analyze. Those are the components of critical thinking, and that's what you're going to be learning in this class over this next 5 weeks. The critical thinking class has a number of components, which I'm going to break down to you right now in terms of the book. The very first part of the book, the basics of critical thinking, we'll be talking about observation. What does that mean to observe something? We all know what it means to look at something, but what does it really mean to observe? Recently, a woman observed what she thought was a crime in progress. As it turned out, it was not a crime, but it turned into a big brouhaha because what she observed was not what she thought she observed. So we're going to break down what it means to really look at something and observe it. What about words? What about the words we choose? In critical thinking, words are very important. One word may not suit what you're trying to explain or what you're trying to argue, but another word does. So I try to encourage my students to open up the dictionary, use a variety of words. Words are rich, and I just love, word usage and writing and communicating. Words are rich, and they're yours. You can use any words you want. And the words that you choose give you the most powerful impact in terms of argument and communication. What are facts? That's another very important element of critical thinking. What are facts? Can facts be argued? Can facts be wrong? Is a fact a fact? Does it depend on who's stating these things? Whether the fact is true or false? We'll analyze that as well in terms of critical thinking and how we can best form an argument. Inferences. What does that mean? What does it mean to infer something? What does it mean to allude to something? These are all very important concepts when we're talking about critical thinking because it's the way that we present our arguments or our beliefs, our values in the world. But there are problems with critical thinking. The biggest problem is assumptions. You know what they always say about assuming something. Assumptions is something we all do. And if you take a look at this picture, what are some of your assumptions about the people in this picture? You assume that they're a family? Do they even know each other? Is that a graduation? There's a lot of assumptions that we make which may or may not be true. Critical thinking gives you the opportunity or gives you the skills to see beyond what you're actually seeing, to break things down, to synthesize, to evaluate. Opinions, we've all got those too. But just because we hold an opinion, that doesn't make something true. That's probably the most challenging part of critical thinking to learn and to observe and to hold on to is that it's my opinion and it's got to be this way. But the key to critical thinking is to recognize other people's opinions too as valid. Even though you might not hold those opinions, but you must recognize that others may not feel the way that you do. And once you do that, you'll be able to present a very powerful rebuttal in terms of argument or a stronger argument of what you do believe. Viewpoints, it's the same kind of thing as an opinion. What is your point of view? How do you feel about a situation, politics, religion? How do you feel about it? And where do those feelings come from? They're usually developed within the family, within your own social structure, is how you obtain viewpoints. But as we grow older and we get more experience in life, we develop our own viewpoints. And as parents, we pass those viewpoints along to our children. Forms and standards of critical thinking. The major thing that you'll be learning in this 5-week course is argument and how to present a cogent, true, solid argument about any topic. The key, again, is to understand the opposing side. Just say, for example, we are arguing, let's just say, underage drinking. Some people believe folks under 21 should be able to drink and buy alcohol as much as they want. Others do not. So what kinds of arguments would you put in favor of? What kinds of things would you say against? That's called evidence. Once you create the argument for or against, then you have to come up with evidence. It's not okay or it's not enough just to state, well, this is what I believe. You must have facts, figures, statistics, examples, anecdotes to back up what you're saying. Inductive reasoning as well as deductive reasoning. We're going to go through that as well. That's a way to understand what you learn, to understand the knowledge and the facts that you will garner throughout this course. So right now what I want you to do, I've given you kind of a brief overview of what this 5-week is going to look like. What I want you to do now is think about a burning question that you have. Think about something that either I've said or something that you've thought about for a while. Think about that question and post it. Post it to the discussion forum. And we're going to talk about those and we're going to look at them and see how we can answer or not answer. That's what I want you to do now. Focus on a burning question. It could be anything. It could be related to school or work or home or family, politics, the world, anything. The question that you really want to have answered. Think about it and go ahead and post it. And I'll see you later.